So it is Sunday. I am just going to do this little clip now for next week's vlog because I want to show you what I'm packing for my holiday with my dad. I haven't been away with just my dad before. I go away with my mum all the time, just me and my mum. So I'm used to it just being me and my mum. She's more of a reader than my dad, in theory, when we go on holiday. So me and my mum will sit for hours, you know, like after we've had a long day out or something in the evening, we'll sit for hours and just read, and she's not bothered. Whereas my dad's not like that. He's more of a movie buff. So based on that, I'm not taking as many books as I thought I was going to. However, this stack of books that I'm taking is ridiculous, but only because I'm in a reading slump and I don't know what I'm going to be in the mood to read. So I am still taking quite a bit of a selection, but I have a huge selection of movies, and then I've got some games as well that I want to show you, and some books that I'm going to take for my dad. So I just thought I'd show you them because I thought it might be fun for you to see what I'm planning on taking. You're probably going to think this is ridiculous, but honestly it's not. This is me and my dad. We have unlimited cards for Cineworld. We go to the cinema once a week. Sometimes we've been like twice a week, but we love watching movies. This is what me and my dad do. It's mine and my dad's thing, and I've got quite a few movies to show you. So first of all, because this is a book blog, a booktube channel, where am I going with that? Because this is a booktube channel, let me show you what I'm planning on taking for my dad. So I'm going to take This Is Gonna Hurt by Adam Kay. I think he will be fascinated by this. I think it will be right up his street, so I'm going to take this. I think he'll find it really funny. Also, I have the audio for this, so I think if I can get him to listen to the audio for it, he will find it hilarious. And it's not that long, it's like 260 odd pages, so I think he'll find it really funny. I'm also going to take Illuminate because I've just reread this and I loved it the second time round, and while I was reading it I was like, my dad would be really fascinated by this, like especially with the audio and with the way that the book is laid out with the multimedia. I think he'll just think it's so great, so I'm going to take it in the hope he might pick it up. Maybe I might get him to do a try chapter tag. Then I'm going to take in Murder on the Orient Express even by Agatha Christie. I have not read this yet, but I picked it up in charity shop the other day. It's like 260 odd pages and he is obsessed with things like this, so I just think he might find it great. These are just options for him, you know. And I gave him a couple of short story books the other day as well. He was asking me for short or story books, so I gave him, what did I give him? I gave him a Sherlock Holmes one, The Sign of Four, which is my one with the green cover on it. The Sign of Four, which is a short one. I also gave him War of the Worlds by George Orwell, and I gave him a couple of other books whose names I can't remember. I gave him a Guy Martin book as well, which wasn't a short one, but he loves Guy Martin, so he might take one of those, I don't know. And then I've got volumes 1 and 2 of Lock and Key for him because he's been asking me for a graphic novel, and he caught me reading Saga one day and he was like, can I read it? And I was like, I'll pick you another one. I just think it's way too, like, obviously my dad's an adult, but I just feel like it's way too sexually adultish for my dad to be reading. I feel a little bit mortified discussing it with him, I think. So I feel like this one would be much more appropriate. It's a horror and I just think he'd be really fascinated by it. So I'm going to take the first 2 volumes for him so that if he enjoys it, he can pick the second one up without going, oh no, I wish he brought the second one. Because it will take him a couple of days to get through, because I know what he's like. And then for me, let's go through the books I'm taking. So I'm taking a couple of graphic novels just to break things up a bit. I'm going to take Wonder Woman and Mooncakes. I've read Mooncakes before. I love it. It's awesome. But with my slump, I think it's nice to have something familiar to take with me. Haven't read Wonder Woman yet, but I'm really looking forward to picking it up. I'm also going to take the Bromance Book Club by Lycia K. Adams. I do have this on Kindle, but I really want to take the book because it's floppy. I don't know. I might just take my Kindle. I'm going to take my Kindle anyway, but I might just leave the book here and just take my Kindle. I'll see what happens with packing this stuff, but I'm going to take the Bromance Book Club as an option. I'm taking Her Royal Highness by Rachel Hawkins as an option as well. Very short, and I think it's going to be really, really cutesy. Then I'm buddy reading, this has got a sticker on it to remind me I'm buddy reading it with Siobhan. I'm buddy reading One of Us Is Next by Karen M. McManus with Siobhan next week. So that's all, you can't see because I've used blue tabs, but that's all tabbed up ready to go, so I'll be taking that one. Then I've got In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle. This is a short one and I've heard great things about this and I want to pick it up urgently, like yesterday, so I really want to take this with me, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm taking The Shadow Between Us because the buddy read for this, well, the read along for this with Fairy is this week. This came in the Fairy box for February, so I'm going to take this as well. I have not typed it up because I don't know what the things are yet, but you can get the audio on script. So I think I might just try and listen to the audio, and then just to throw it into the mix, because I actually do need to pick this up anyway at some point, but just as an option, I'm going to take with me The Clockwork Prince as well by Cassandra Clare, which is the second in the Infernal Devices series. So very excited to take this one with me too. So that's my selection of books, which is still ridiculous considering I probably won't get much reading done, but it's nice to take books with you. I'd be mortified if I didn't take any with me and then I had a load of time to read, because I don't know, for whatever reason. So then games that I'm going to take, I've got 2 lots of cards with me. So me and my dad like playing cards, but I'm always worried that we will have a card missing or 2, because that's just the Barrowclough way. So I always take 2 lots with me. We love playing cards. I've also got Uno, which I didn't know I had, and I haven't played this for years, so I don't even know if this is a full deck. I'm going to assume it is, but take it with me just in case. And then I've got chess. This is my dad's old, like from when he was a child, chess set. I never had a chess set, so he gave me this one, and then I bought my own chess set from Krakow when I went to Krakow with my mum. It's absolutely beautiful, and it matches my dad's, but it's pink rather than it being like this kind of colour. It's absolutely gorgeous, but it's massive. So I'm just going to take my dad's smaller chess set with us, because we love to play chess as well. I was going to take Monopoly, but my mum's not going now, and I don't think really that you can play Monopoly with just 2 of you. My dad will get really bored. So then the movies that I'm going to take, this is the stack of movies. So I have Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. I don't think my dad's seen it since we watched it at the cinemas, so I'm taking it with us. I have a Mission Impossible 6 movie collection. There's one of these that I can take out now, because this has got all the movies in it. The 6 movie collection for Mission Impossible. Maybe we might do a Mission Impossible-a-thon. Maybe. I've got Lord of the Dance, because me and my dad love to watch Lord of the Dance. We have watched it in the last maybe, well, definitely in the last 12 months. We might want to watch it again. We love watching it. It's great. I've got Peter Kay Live, The Tour That Didn't Tour. We love Peter Kay. We're from Bolton, so what do you expect? I've got Avengers Endgame. Neither of us have seen this since we watched it at the movie. I am scared to rewatch it. It's still in its cellophane wrap because I've not watched it, but I'm going to take it just in case we want to pick that up. I've got Mandela by Idris Elba. I've got Mandela, which features Idris Elba even. I watched this ages and ages ago when it first came out. I haven't obviously taken the wrap off yet, but I really want to rewatch it, so I'm going to take it with us. Twister is a classic for me and my family. I am obsessed with this film completely. I've seen it probably a good 30 or 40 times, so I love this film. It's great, nostalgia. Mad Max, my dad loves Mad Max, so I thought I'd stick it on here. We Bought a Zoo is probably one of mine and my dad's all-time favourite films. It is the best feel-good movie I've probably ever watched. Like, if you are down in the dumps and really having the shittest day, put this film on. It's amazing. I love it so much. Highly recommend. I've got Fury because I've not watched this since I first watched it and I really enjoyed it. It was really good. Then I've got Gravity, one of my dad's favourite space movies ever. It's literally Sandra Bullock and George Clooney floating around in space for about an hour and a half. But it's awesome and I highly recommend it. I've got Papillon. This is the version with Charlie Hunnam and Rami Malek in it. I know that there is an original version with one of the most beautiful humans in the world whose name I cannot remember right now, but I absolutely love him. I'll show a picture of him here. That is the original, but I haven't seen that, but I really love this version, Papillon. I've been trying to get my dad to watch it and he's not watched it, so I'm going to take it with us. Then I have Braven. The only reason I'm taking this is solely based on the fact that Jason Momoa was in it. I'm obsessed with this film. It's great. Really like it. Don't think my dad's seen it, so I'm going to take it. I've got First Kill. It's got Bruce Willis in it and also Hayden Christensen, and I really love seeing him in movies recently because every time I see him I'm like, oh my god, he's beautiful, and then I'm like, I've seen him in another film. And I have loads of films. So I haven't seen this yet, obviously. Cellophane wrap's still on it. The Dukes of Hazzard, just for funsies. My dad is forever just going on about the Dukes of Hazzard, really randomly. This is the version with Johnny Knoxville, Sean William Scott and Jessica Simpson. I haven't seen this in years. I stole this off my brother. He's been storing his DVDs in the loft so that they can use the spare room for the nursery. So I stole some of his books, fucking hell. I stole some of his DVDs before he put them all in the loft, so this was one of them. Then I've got Erin Brockovich, which has one of my all-time favourite actresses in it, Julia Roberts. I love this film. It is awesome. Me and my dad recently watched Dark Waters, which if you've not seen it, it's really, really great and I highly recommend. This is a similar kind of story, if you like, and I love it. It's fantastic. And then finally I have the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Me and my dad have been going on for years now about the fact that we're just going to sit down one day and watch all of the Lord of the Rings in one day. So maybe this is the perfect time to do it. There will be no interruptions from the dog, there'll be no interruptions from my brother, there'll be no interruptions from my mum. This is the perfect time to do it. So obviously I'll be stupid not to take these with me, and I think it's going to be awesome. So actually really excited. This is one of the most excited things this is one of the things I'm most excited about going away with just my dad. So it's going to be so cool. I'm really, really excited. I just hope I can get him to read some stuff, like, because I really want to read next week. I'll be so mad if I don't get any reading done. I'll get some done at night, you know, when we go to bed, but me and my dad have this really bad habit of staying up till like 4 AM talking and watching films, so just hoping we don't do that. Kind of hoping we maybe like get 1 or 2 days where we just stay indoors as well. You know, and just do nothing, where we might watch movies and we might just read and eat and that's it. So fingers crossed that's the case. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you what I'm planning on taking with us. This is going to be a really long introduction to this week-long video, but I don't care. I hope you have enjoyed this little bit. Because I enjoyed showing you. I'm really excited about taking all of this stuff. I just hope I can fit it all in my bag. I'm just going to chuck it all in here because I have a massive suitcase that I'm packing full of clothes. So this will be the fun bag with all of the fun gear in it. So yeah, really, really excited for a break. Well, it is Tuesday. It is currently, let me check the time, 11. We have had some breakfast. We are up at the cottage now. This is my room, which is really pretty, and yeah, we're here. It's really nice. We got here last night and me and dad have started watching an F1 program on Netflix, which is really, really good. So we started watching that last night. Then I started reading Her Royal Highness when I got in bed last night. I'm 25 pages in. It's going well so far. I'm enjoying it. My dad is reading Murder on the Orient Express, so we'll see how he likes that. I kind of really want him to read Illuminae, but he's not the kind of person that will read multiple books at once, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we are going to go out for the day, and I don't know what we'll do when we get back. Maybe watch a film or continue watching the F1 series. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know how much reading I'm actually going to get done this week, which is a shame. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, Matt and Tara are going home today, so it's just going to be me and dad after this afternoon, which will be cool. But yeah, it's going well so far, so I will keep you posted. Might leave my camera lying around, see if Matt picks it up in the next half hour or so before we go out. So yeah, I'll check back in with you a little bit later. Saturday the 21st of March and it is currently 20 to 4. So I got home from the lakes about an hour ago maybe. I've just recorded a haul video because I had a load of books waiting for me behind the door and a couple of subscription boxes as well. My postman is a legend. Amazon left one of the parcels outside and it clearly rained and he then picked it up, must be the next day, and put it in the garage for me. Thank God the books aren't too damaged, but I'm still a little bit pissed about it. So yeah, thank God for my postman, he is a little legend. So yeah, I am planning on reading this weekend. So obviously I've been away with my dad to the lakes this week. I haven't done a great deal of reading. I've got myself partway through several books instead of just concentrating on one and maybe finishing one. Yeah, I've got myself partway through some books, but I don't particularly mind because I'm enjoying all the books I'm reading at the moment, which is great because slump. But I have had a really good week away with my dad. We went away on Monday night. We've just got back today, Saturday, obviously. It was really good, actually. Perfect for self-isolation. There wasn't a great deal around us. We did go out in the car quite a bit and go driving around and things, and we did go for a walk yesterday. But other than that, we kind of just stayed in at the cottage and we basically nerded out a lot on TV. My dad isn't a great he's not a big reader, so for him reading isn't as big of a thing as it is for me. He does pick a book up every now and then, and he did read more books than my mum did last year, but he doesn't go out of his way to read, and I've told him he needs to do it a bit more to try and relax and, you know, finish work a bit earlier, go to bed a bit earlier, do some reading. It might help him sleep a bit more, so he's trying his best to do that. He did pick up a book while we were away and he has taken it home with him. He's enjoying it. It is Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, so hoping he will finish that soon, hopefully. He said it's one of those, you know, where you've got to keep picking it up and keep reading it. Whether or not he's going to continue to do that, I don't know. I hope he does because he said he's enjoying it, so we'll see. So I took that for him and that's what he picked. I did give him a selection, but that's the one he picked. And we basically decided to we started watching a series on Netflix called, I actually don't know what the full series is called, but it's about the Formula One. So essentially, because of all this that's happening, we are under the impression, it's not been announced yet, but the first race in Australia was cancelled last weekend, and the Vietnamese race, I think, the first one that's being set in Vietnam for the first time ever, has been cancelled already. No announcements yet for the Hong Kong one, but I'm going to assume that that's going to be cancelled. We're going to assume that the entire season is going to end up getting scrapped because obviously travelling is not great for the racers and for the teams, and they shouldn't be doing it really. But me and my dad are devastated. We love the F1, so my mum does as well. But we decided to try and scratch our itch a little bit and watch this programme. We were like, we'll stick the first episode on, see what it's like. We watched all 2 seasons. We binged a lot. My dad's never binged watched a series in his entire life unless it's been Star Trek. So we binged the entire lot. It was amazing. We had a great time with it. It was fascinating. I want to rewatch it all already, so, you know, might happen soon. I'm obsessed with F1. There's something you probably didn't know about me. I love it. I love it even more after watching that programme. It's fascinating. If you haven't seen it and you want to scratch that F1 itch, go and watch it because it's fantastic. Highly recommend. 10 episodes a season, 2 seasons. Go check it out. Then we watched all of the Lord of the Rings. We watched a trilogy. We were planning on doing it in one day and epically failed. So we watched the first 2 on Thursday. We watched the last one, on Friday. And we listened to War of the Worlds on the way home, so we just geeked out basically. It was a great time, but I didn't get a lot of reading done because I was spending a lot of time with my dad. I did so yeah, it's been a good week. I do feel relaxed. It's been really nice, but I think we're all a little bit pent up on anxiety and stress at the moment with everything that's going on. So I have decided to relax for the rest of the weekend. It's obviously almost 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. I am going to read for the rest of the weekend, seeing as I've not done it this week. Let me tell you what I'm going to read. So I'm already part way through Field Notes on Love, which I haven't picked up at all this week, by Jennifer E. Smith. I started this the week before last. I haven't picked it up since. I'm on page 64. I would like to continue and finish this weekend. It would be lovely to do that. I obviously have picked myself in a gigantic TBR for the weekend, as per, because you know me. I like to have options, and most of these you will see are mushy, fluffy romances, so I'm very excited. I also picked up her, well, I picked up Her Royal Highness this week by Rachel Hawkins, so I'd love to continue with this. I'm currently on page 30, not a great deal way through at all, but I'm enjoying it so far. I also started reading The Shadow Between Us by Tracy Levenseller. I am enjoying this. This is a fantasy, so this is the first fantasy I've picked up in a couple of weeks, apart from Illuminae, because that's like sci-fi fantasy. But yeah, it's kind of the first fantasy I've picked up in a little while, because I've been reading romance a lot recently, contemporary romance. So I'm on page 74. I'm enjoying it so far because it has a little bit of a kind of fake dating enemies to possibly lovers trope in here, so I'm really enjoying it so far. It's going well. This came in Fairy Loot's February box, if I'm correct. Yeah, that makes sense. February box. So yeah, enjoying it so far. I am behind on the read along. I think we were meant to finish this on Friday, so that's awesome. I've been reading Wonder Woman Warbringer, which is a graphic novel. This is an arc. There's no page numbers, which is really, really helpful, but I'm here. I only have this left to go, so I'm over halfway. Hoping I will finish this today, which is awesome. I think I might try and stay up as late as I possibly can. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think I will start off finishing Wonder Woman, and then I think I'll pick up Cinders and Sparks, just because it will give me momentum to finish 2 books off very, very quickly. This is like an hour-and-a-half audiobook. It will take me 45 minutes to get through. And then finish off Wonder Woman, because very quickly I will have got through a couple of books, which will make me feel better about this week, because I've finished nothing so far this week. So that will be pretty cool, and then I'll see where I'm up to. I obviously need to have some food in a little bit as well. Actually, I have a butty left over that I made from my dinner this afternoon, so I think I might have that. Yeah, I'll keep you updated, and I will check back in with you a little bit later. Bye for now. Hello, it is Sunday afternoon. It's 3:20. I have been obviously up and about and doing stuff. I haven't just been sleeping. I've been taking some Instagram pictures and sorting some washing out and doing some bits like that, but I am currently reading, just bring you closer, I have been reading Field Notes on Love. I have taken the cover off because I always worry I'm going to ruin the dust jacket. This one, I'm really enjoying this. This is so good. It's exactly the sort of thing I've been looking for at the moment. I have recently purchased and also been sent quite a few contemporary romances, and all I want to do is just read contemporary romance all the time. It's the only thing kind of helping me come out of this slump, so I am kind of still in it. I'm not deep in it to the point that I'm not reading at all, but I am in it enough to the point that I'm not reading A, as much as I normally would, and B, the variants that I normally would either. So I'm finding it a lot more easier to concentrate on contemporary romances because they're happy and fluffy, and that's kind of what I need right now. I think, in all honesty, it's generally just what the world needs right now. But yeah, it is a struggle. There are a lot of series that I'm partway through that I'd really love to continue with, like the Infernal Devices and the Hunger Games, the Truly Devious series. They're all series that I'm halfway through and I just really want to continue with, but it's a struggle because I'm struggling at the moment with fantasy and mystery and thrillers and anything that's not contemporary romance. So I am pursuing with the contemporary romance side of things, and we'll just see how it goes. I've got, like I said, I've got loads recently that I've either bought myself or been gifted, or that I've had, you know, backlisted, that I've just not been making a priority because I've been keeping up with up-to-date books. Not up-to-date books, like newer books, but I want to kind of put them all in a pile and just read them all. I've been buying more books for my Kindle as well, which is great. So I've been getting some really good deals. I know that Amazon have been reducing, well, publishers have been reducing the price of some of the Kindle books for everything that's going on and stuff, just to allow some A bit of relief for people and stuff. Obviously reading is a great distraction, but as a bookworm I have noticed it a lot, as someone who is a bookworm and obviously is friendly with a lot of other bookworms. It is a struggle because reading is our usual distraction anyway, it's our actual hobby, but we are struggling to concentrate fully on what we are reading while we are also worrying and just great big bags of anxiety. So yeah, so I've been reading Field Notes on Love. I've not finished this yet, but I am a lot further on than I was yesterday, so I'm 188 pages now. I've got this lot left to go. I am still hoping to finish this today. I've got just under 100 pages to read and I am flying through it. Essentially it's just that, like I say, distractions are really easy. I just keep watching YouTube instead. I'm loving this. This is really good. Really enjoying it so far, but I've got less than 100 pages to go, so I'm wondering how this will end. But it's adorable. Everybody that recommended this to me, thank you very much, because this was a great shout. I am fully planning on finishing this today, even if I finish nothing else. 100% want to finish this today, so that is a plan. I also mentioned last night that I would really like to finish The Shadow Between Us, but I haven't picked this up since I started it last week, so during the week while I was off on holidays. So I'm still 74 pages in. I'm not very far at all. My battery's about to die. As far as I'm concerned, 100% finishing Field Notes on Love today, so that's literally my aim today. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself because I am struggling a little bit with feeling a bit anxious and lonely and a bit isolated, so I will be fine obviously. But yeah, I'm gonna go and continue doing that. I will change my battery out as well. I need to stick a couple batteries on charge, so I will see you in a little bit. Try. Hello, it is a lot later on now. I wasn't going to do this update, but I might as well do it now, and then I don't need to do it in the morning. I can just start a new vlog in the morning. So I'm going to wrap up this vlog now because it's now 35 minutes past 1 in the AM on Monday morning. So I need to go to bed because I am working tomorrow. I'm working from home, but I am still working, so obviously I've still got to get up and do some work. So wrapping this up, I have finished 3 books this week, which is pretty cool. I think that's the case. I'm fairly certain I finished Illuminae the week before, which I think is the last thing that I finished before the other 2 books. So I finished Cinders and Sparks, Goblins and Gold, which I gave 5 stars. I finished Wonder Woman Warbringer, which I gave 3 stars, I'm fairly certain. Then I also finished Field Notes on Love by Jennifer E. Smith. I have just finished this one this afternoon. I've given this 5 stars. It was adorable. Absolutely loved it. I'm fairly certain that my friend Larry on Instagram recommended this one to me. I know loads of other people have as well, but I remember very vaguely Larry recommending this one, so thank you so much, Larry, for the recommendation. I adored it. It was adorable. So yeah, really enjoyed it. I'm sorry, I look really tired. My eyes feel like pistils in the snow, essentially. They're just, every time I close my eyes, it hurts. I'm extremely tired. I'm going to go to bed in a second, but I just wanted to do this update first because why the hell not? I didn't finish The Shadows Between Us, but I did read some more. So I'm over halfway now. I'm currently on chapter 18, so I'm here. I have this lot left to go. I'm on page 190, so that's pretty good. Not got too much longer left. I think I've got definitely got over 100 pages. 324 pages to go, so yeah, just over 100 pages, about 130 pages or so. So yeah, hopefully gonna finish that one tomorrow. I'm listening to this on audio, really enjoying it actually. I think if I was to rate it now, I would probably give it 4 stars. It's really good. I am enjoying it. It's great. I don't know where it's going to go so far, but having a good time. And then I've continued on with Her Royal Highness as well by Rachel Hawkins. I am quite a bit further into this now. It's a really good book. I'm really enjoying it. I love that it's set in Scotland. So I'm on page 109. I'm here, so I've got this much to go. Not a lot, to be fair. There are 200 and 74 pages to go, so 160 odd pages to read, which I'm hoping to get done tomorrow, so that's awesome. Really loving this so far. I am just obsessed at the moment with romance. It's all I really want to pick up, so I think I've kind of messed about with my TBR today for the owls, because I had a lot of different genres on there to try and get myself back into that mood, but I'm struggling massively, not only with the slump that I've been in anyway, but with everything that's going on at the moment surrounding the coronavirus and stuff. I think it's hard to keep my attention on anything at all, whether it be the TV, my phone, reading, just anything. I'm struggling with attention. Even this, my attention span is just narrow at the moment, and I think it's the case with a lot of people. A lot of people are struggling with things. I know quite a lot of bookworms are struggling at the moment just to keep the concentration because they're worrying so badly, and it will be the same for many people across the world, I've no doubt. So I am just trying to make things as easy as I possibly can for myself, because I am still trying to get out of a reading slump. So obviously this is now a very complicated situation. Not only am I in a reading slump, but I'm extremely anxious about what's going on around me and in the world, and I just want to make sure that I don't get to a point where I completely and utterly hit a full stop reading slump, where I just refuse to pick a book up. Because if we do completely go down into self-isolation, which is looking highly possible at the moment, it looks like we are sort of going down the road of a complete lockdown, I will need something to do, and my hobby is reading. So I need to make sure that I don't go down that path, and in order to do so, I think I'm just going to try and keep myself on the path of contemporary romances, because that is what is keeping my attention at the moment. You may or may not see over the next few vlogs some bits of fantasy or sci-fi elements coming in. I do really want to reread Gemina, which is obviously a sci-fi, but it's a reread, so I know I'm gonna love it. It's my favorite of the Illuminae series, and I just really want to pick it up soon, so I'm hoping to do that. There may be some middle grade fantasy as well, so because it's obviously easy peasy, it's middle grade, so but we'll see. I am trying to alter my TBR for my owls to compensate for all of this and fit in either graphic novels, novellas, or contemporary romance, essentially, to just keep me going. I do not want to fail. I have failed so far with the Walking Dead readathon and the Shadowhunters readathon for this month, because I've completely come off my TBR about a week and a half into the month. So I just want to try and make life easier for myself, so I am just playing about with my TBR a little bit. Yeah, I am happy with what I've read this week, and I'm happy with how my week has been despite the chaos. Obviously, just on a personal level, I'm happy with how my week has gone. So I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.